Tim Henman ready for the toss, but Nadal is one of those people who's fairly deliberate in his preparations. You see, keeping everybody waiting. Well, needs to towel down. We haven't even started yet.
Well, he's probably been doing a few warm-ups in the locker rooms to get himself ready. He tends to like to come out fast, doesn't he? Just watch Nadal after the coin toss. He'll sprint back to the baseline. Nadal, a ref in the chair for this second quarter-final there. A quarter-final that Henman's no doubt looking forward to. There goes Nadal. It's starting to be somewhat of a trademark, isn't it, from the Spaniard, the way that he just comes out of the blocks immediately after the coin toss. So the world number 2 up against Britain's Tim Henman, 31 years of age. You could say coming to the twilight of his career, but what a career it's been. Semi-finals at Wimbledon, the French Open and the US Open. Currently at 49 in the world, that largely due to a recurring back problem that Henman has been suffering with the last 18 months or so. But still, Henman believes that there's some good tennis left in him before he decides to call it the day. We saw some of that tennis yesterday at 2-5 down against Radek Stepanek in the final set. I have to say I didn't think that he'd recover from that stage, but he certainly did, so proving us all wrong. A win-loss record at the start of this year of 7-4. Henman's best display so far, a semi-final in Zagreb. His route through, Feliciano Lopez didn't play particularly well in the opening set, but tightened up his game to at least take it to a tie-break in the second, which Henman eventually won. Then that epic match against Stepanek late last night. Henman 2-5 down in the final set. Stepanek looking on course to go through to face Nadal before Henman turned it around and won it 7 points to 3 in the tie-break to set up this tantalising encounter against Rafael Nadal, who I know Tim Henman's looking forward to playing for the first time. I spoke to him down on court last night, and he's really looking forward to the challenge of facing one of the game's greatest baseliners at the moment, Rafael Nadal. The speed about the court, and certainly you feel that Henman possibly has a game that could worry Nadal. Currently the world number 2 behind Roger Federer, won 11 titles last year. Rafael Nadal, one of them a Grand Slam, his first at the French Open, 4 of them at Masters Series, matching the feat set by Roger Federer last year, as well as winning 4 Masters Series, and still at the tender age of just 19. Hasn't played a huge amount of tennis this year, Nadal, due to an ankle injury that he sustained in the weeks before Shanghai, the end of season championships. The Masters Cup has taken quite a long time away from the game, but certainly looks physically ready to go now. Has played in total 5 matches so far in 2006. His comeback event in Marseille saw him reach the semi-finals. Now Nadal's route through to the last 8, Paul-Henri Mathieu in the first round certainly worried Nadal. The one-sided nature of sets 2 and 3 not really indicative of the way the match was played. Mathieu certainly was in the match, but Nadal winning the vital points when it really mattered. Then the second round, receiving a walkover against Younes El Anaoui, who had to pull out due to personal reasons and went straight back to Barcelona. This is the first match between Henman and Nadal. Nadal certainly, through his limited years on tour, hasn't played too many people that play the way that Henman plays. Serve and volley will chip and charge a fraction, I'm sure, on Nadal's serve. Will hit some short angles, encourage Nadal to come away from his strength, which will be on the baseline. So to me, this is a fascinating examination of Nadal's game, and a match where Tim Henman can come out and enjoy it and have a go. As he said, he's the underdog, and there haven't been too many situations over the last 9 years or so that Henman has been the underdog. He is here, and let's hope that he relishes that tag and can come out and play in some ways carefree tennis, which sometimes is the way that Henman produces his best.
Yeah, and I think we saw that to a certain extent last night as we look at Adel Aref. Happy birthday, Adele. Because I think we both sensed that in a way he was resigned to defeat against Radek Stepanek, and then he just produced that stunning return game when Stepanek served for the match at 5-3 in the final set, hit 4 straight winners, and the whole momentum of the match turned. And I think when there's a new young star emerging on the tour, and Rafael Nadal is certainly leading the current crop of teenagers, then it's nice to have an opportunity to pit your wits against them.
Well, we had a few problems yesterday with the balls. It came out a fraction soft. You could just hear the hiss of a new can being opened. At times when balls are transported around the world, there is Rafael Nadal's coach and uncle, Tony. At times when you open up new cans, they've just lost a bit of the pressure, and thus the balls come out slightly flat and dead. And Nadal just querying a few of the balls as far as the quality was concerned. But back into this warm-up. Johan de Beer is here with Tim Henman. There he is, no doubt working long and hard into the night back at the hotel on Henman's back and knee, which appeared to be hurting Henman a fraction, a bit of tendinitis in the left knee, but reportedly no problems with the back, which is a good sign.
Tim's coach, Paul Annacone, of course, based in the United States, and they're going to link up. They don't travel together all the year. They're going to link up next week in Indian Wells, the first of the Tennis Masters Series events. Well, it's lovely to see such a big audience in the afternoon. We're used to seeing packed houses at night, but this is my 12th time at the tournament, and I can't remember seeing a bigger afternoon crowd than this one. So that's terrific. I know attendances for the women's event were up 20% last week on last year. This event just grows and grows and grows.
And I think for Henman, important possibly that this is played in the afternoon when it's hot. That'll help the pace of the ball through the air and off the court, off the strings, and also help his body as well. Last night was quite cold at the end of that match down on court, and because of that the ball wouldn't respond the same way that it responds in the heat of the afternoon, which should be to Henman and Nadal's like. I don't think Nadal will mind when he plays. I wouldn't think Nadal minds when or where he plays and who he plays, just as long as he wins. Yes. That's all he tends to care about, Rafael Nadal.
Yes, wonderful intensity about Nadal's tennis. Now, you can always, of course, follow events here in Dubai on the championship website, www.dubaitennischampionships.com. There's a little radio show at the conclusion of each day's play, and you'll hear clips of the players talking in their post-match press conferences, as well as live scoring. So if you can't stay with us throughout all our broadcasts over the next 2.5 days as we wrap up this year's Dubai Tennis Championships, do log on to the website. And you know, if you've got a dull job, stick the headphones on, the boss will never notice.
Playing to the best of 3 tiebreak sets. Rafael Nadal won the toss and elected to receive.
So I think Nadal chose to receive, no surprise there.
Interesting news, as you were mentioning, at Indian Wells next week, the first of the Masters Series. Reports coming out of there that the tournament's been saved. There were a few rumours it was going to be bought by Asia, but they seem to have disappeared with a consortium of people that include Pete Sampras, Chris Evert, Billie Jean King, the USTA, and another assorted group of businessmen, all clubbing together to financially back the tournament, which was in trouble. So that's good news as far as the Masters Series is concerned, that it's staying at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, although I'm sure the ATP somewhere along the line will take a Masters Series permanently to Asia, because it's certainly a growing market and an unexploited market in many ways at the moment.
second of the quarterfinals. Then the winner of this one is bound to play a German in the semi-finals. It'll be either Bjorn Pau or Rainer Schüttler, who will meet in the last match tonight. Well, certainly a breeze, but that's quite pleasant, certainly for the spectators. I don't think it should affect the players too much.
First set, Tim Henman to serve. Ready? Play. Love.
Well, Henman struggled with his serve in the early stages last night. After about 3 service games, was only serving at 30%. You can see he's still not that happy with the pressure of the balls. He'd want them as fast as he possibly can.
13 love.
But immediately 2 first serves in, 2 points won.
Important for Henman to strike a balance this afternoon between serving and volleying and staying back, and also on the chip charge and when to attack and when not to attack. He won't want to give Nadal a consistent target to let the Spaniard hone his returns into a rhythm.
Just wide.